Thanks for joining us this evening on Cooking with Dan Lezzi. I am Janet Rapasardi-Hoff. I'll be your host this evening as we join Dan in the kitchen to cook up some more culinary delights.
Hope so.
Ooh, that sounds
right,
good, doesn't it?
That culinary delight. I like that word.
Yeah.
How you guys doing, all right?
Very good. Listen, we came back from Las Vegas just to be with you today.
See that? See that? Got right on the red eye.
Actually, we did.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Is it you? How was Lost Wages?
Was it well, no, we didn't lose any wages, really.
No wages?
No, we're not into the gambling thing. Actually, it's maddening. In order to go anywhere, you have to go through the casino. You know this.
Oh, right. I can imagine to go to the laboratory, you got to pass 20 slot machines, right?
After 2 days, it's like bing, 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 click, click, click. Get me out of here.
I'm telling you, I can't.
At the price of show tickets, you might as well. It's just like losing it in the lottery.
Right, they're getting you one way or another, right? They got the kiddies now. It's like a family affair at the casino. Dad's losing Junior's cash while Junior is being entertained by whomever. But I can't go into those places anymore. It's like giving firewater to the Indian. You know, I get in there, forget it. It was my money, your money, I'm done.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I'm drinking while I'm playing. It was great, huh? Forget it. I can't go.
Convention is a good excuse, right?
I guess. But gee, talk about being 2 down on the first tee, I'll tell you.
Oh, no.
Nothing like going in with an even, forget it. All right, I'm not going to prepare this all the way, but some tomatoes are going to be coming into season soon, and some of us want to maybe make our own bruschetta. So I was just going to, actually I was going to make some of this for this evening, and I'm just going to get it started here anyway. I had some boiling water, and I was just going to score the tomatoes, give them a couple slashes to just try to loosen the skin. That's what we want to do, and we're going to shock them in cold water right after that, and from there you just chop them up and season them with whatever the heck you feel like. But I'm going to score these real quickly.
That sounded almost dangerous.
Right.
Whatever you feel like.
Whatever you feel like. You know, you need a couple base components there.
Oh, sure.
Like some garlic, and some people use basil, others don't. You know, it's just no set way of doing it. The tomato, having the tomatoes, that's the main thing. You got to have tomatoes. That's always for the starter.
And scoring is the process of just making a slice and then almost making a crisscross.
Yeah,
correct?
Just to get it where it's easy to peel and the water just gets under there. We're only going to put them in for about 20 seconds or so, you know, just to loosen it a little. And you don't want to leave them in that long, you know, because it'll get the tomato very mealy. Always helps to have nice juicy tomatoes, you know. That works, right? Mm-hmm. But Las Vegas, huh? Holy smokes.
Las Vegas. I'll tell you, some of those hotels are just exquisite, though.
I'll bet it is.
Unbelievable.
Who did you see out there when you were, what type of show?
Well, we saw Siegfried and Roy, you know, the ones with the white lions. Everyone says you've got to see them.
Right.
And, wow, what a show. And then we saw by Cirque du Soleil. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. And the O is the one where they have, they're in water. You know, the stage is on hydraulics. So part of the stage disappears and reappears.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's acrobatics on stage and in water, in the air. Just unbelievable.
Silly question. What does O stand for?
That's a good question. I don't know. I guess O.
Is it uh-oh or
well,
oh, gee?
I'll tell you, some of those stunts are like, oh, wow.
Oh, wow, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
baby.
incredible. Yeah, baby. They are
Jagadelic.
just something else.
I saw that Austin Powers movie again for the 40th time. I think I know the script, but I got to admit, each time I see it, that guy's a funny guy, that Mike Myers, right?
You are really into him, aren't you?
Well, I haven't been into him for a while, but it seemed to come to my mind. I just watched it the other night.
He is funny.
Catch all these
he
movies.
Is.
Caddyshack was on recently. Okay, place your bets. Place your bets.
Had these on at like 3 o'clock in the morning? What are you doing?
No, there are these TBS, TNT things.
Oh, okay.
I hate to say it. I'm usually to bed by 10:30 these days. It's pretty sick,
oh,
you know?
No.
Yeah,
that's too early.
I know.
That is way too early.
Right.
Oh, you could never do the clubbing thing in Las Vegas, that's for sure.
Oh, please, I'd switch to another gear when I got out there, trust me. We'd make that happen. All right, I think these are fine. We just got some nice barreling water, and I'm just going to scoot over here and shock them in some cold water. I should have some ice, but I don't.
Okay.
But that works. We have very cold water here from our little well.
Okay. And then they're coming back over this way, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okey
Be right
dokey.
there in 2 seconds, guys. Just gotta run a little
Wow.
agua here.
Now you can't see this, but I can see the steam coming off of those
Yeah, we're just
tomatoes.
gonna end the cooking process right there.
Okay.
All right, we're back. All right, what we're gonna do today, it's the middle of May here, I guess, as we're taping. And you're getting towards Memorial Day and coming into the summer, and we were going to give you an idea to do a dish that would go with grilling something, a
Right.
picnic. It's a pasta and salad combination. I think we did this before a couple of years ago, and it's about time that we maybe did it again, you know, because it's such a good dish, and a lot of times you see your pasta and salads have a mayonnaise base to it, you know, and sometimes they're just not. This one has a vinaigrette base to it, and it's served warm. It's not served cold. It's not served hot, but we do want to have it hot at the beginning to set it certain ingredients in there. We want to set these ingredients, and that's why we want to bring it out of boiling water. Okay. I've chosen a penne pasta here, and I was going to make a half tray of this. The key to the dish is don't use too much pasta. That's the key to the dish, you know, because it's a pasta and salad. I mean, I'm going to put some ingredients in here that are also they're bland-ish, you know. I've got some romaine, I've got some radicchio, I've got some baby peas, some mushrooms, asparagus, artichokes, tomatoes. These types of things are, you know, not your spiciest ingredients in the world. So there's certain accent ingredients that we're going to put in here, such as salt and pepper, granulated garlic. I mean, I could brown off some garlic and put that in, but I like a granulated garlic for this dish. Okay. Parmesan.
Ooh,
and
Parmesan's
we're going to
great.
put some Bermuda onion in. These are the things that are going to drive this dish. There's 90 different ways of skinning a cat here. I mean, you could add corn, right? You could put corn in there. But I don't favor, I mean, unless you really want to do it, or this is your favorite thing, I'm not going to put bell peppers in here, you know, for color or something. I've got some radicchio for that. It's a little more neutral. And so I'm looking to have neutral ingredients in here, leafy things, and kick them up with the salt, pepper, Parmesan, and onion. Let them do the talking. I'm going to avoid putting in basil leaves. I mean, that would really jam a flavor in there, you know? You can do it if you want. I wouldn't put arugula in there. I feel like the heat of the, let's say this is green enough, and the romaine will sit up to the temperature much more readily than, let's say, an arugula. That gets very wilted very rapidly, you know? You could add chilled seafood to it, you know, just make a whole meal out of it. Par cook and shock some seafood, shrimp and scallops and squid and fish fillets. You can do whatever the heck you want. Chicken, mix it all together. But the one we're going to do today is more of an accent. This is what you're bringing to Grandma's picnic, or you're going to have it as something that really goes well with some grilled items. And you can just set it out there, and you've got greens and pasta all in one. You know, you don't really need a whole heck of a lot. So we'll get started on that. Okay, I guess the first thing we're going to do is we're going to end up tossing it in a bowl here. Okay. And we want to get this pasta into some boiling water. Let's see, should I put it in here first and dunk it in there?
Sure.
All right, we'll do that. Otherwise, I'll have to go off camera again, and I know you just miss me so much. All right. Okay. We just submerge this in the boiling water for...
Not for long?
Yeah, for half a minute. I'm only going to get some of the water off. The water into this dish is not going to matter that much. I just want to make sure this is very hot when I put it into the bowl. All right, we got that hot stuff there. All right, the first thing I want to do, not necessarily the first, but get our onions in here. I'm going to try to get I'm going to get certain ingredients here to let the heat affect it. So we're not going to, you know, to break them down a little bit and get the flavors married. Some of the ingredients are more important than the others. I'm going to mince the onion down a little bit. Toss it in there. Like the asparagus doesn't matter as much as, let's say, the onion. I want to break the tomatoes just a little bit. You could use a sun-dried tomato if you like. You could skin the tomato. We're just using nice tomatoes, that's all. But I'm going to do this. The ingredients that are going to drive the dish I want to get in there first, like the onion, some real nice Parmesan cheese. This isn't a sharp Romano.
That's great.
That they serve at my golf club. And
I heard that.
I want to get some salt. Nope, that's pepper. I'm going to get some pepper. I'm going to get some granulated garlic, like I had said. And some salt. A lot of bland ingredients. These are all, this is the base to what we're doing here. This is what's driving the dish.
Okay.
All right, what else do I do? I'm going to put a few tomatoes in, nice red color with them. We can always add some more stuff at the end, you know, we can always, this is what I want to toss around here while the pasta is real hot. I have some baby peas I was going to put in, that doesn't matter. But these are the ingredients that are going to really provide the base flavor to the dish. I'm going to get them in there while it's nice and hot. You have to allow for the fact when you're putting in your seasoning also that you're going to be adding a lot more to it. I guess it really doesn't matter that much. I'm going to put some of the ingredients in and then garnish the top of it. I guess I'll cut up some of this asparagus. Again, you know, you could be putting broccoli in. I'll save a couple for the top, a couple of tips for the top.
Tips for the top.
Tips for the top.
That's cute. I like that.
All right.
It almost sounds like a restaurant.
Yeah,
Just for the
restaurant quality here.
Yeah.
All right, we got some asparagus. I've got some romaine leaves. These are going to wilt a little bit, and I'm going to really overdo it. This is a pasta and salad combination, so it looks like, holy smokes, check that out. I've got some radicchio. It's a little bitter, but it's color and flavor to the dish. Mushrooms, we could toss a few in, right?
There we go.
And I've got a few artichokes over here. I think artichokes go really well with
love
this.
artichokes.
Color, flavor, the whole bit. I've got some baby peas. Toss a few in. I guess again I can put a few on. Now the main ingredient here is we're going to add a dressing to this. You could use oil and vinegar if you'd like. A creamy Italian dressing wouldn't be that bad. You could use a Caesar dressing if you really, really wanted to. And but what we have here is a balsamic vinaigrette. We've taken some oil and vinegar and other ingredients and emulsified it in our food processor. We turned it creamy. So we're going to add some of that in here right now. And it's best, of course, if this is at room temperature when you do put it in. You can always add a little more at the end, you know, try to do this a little bit at a time. I think I needed a bigger bowl here.
It's just about starting to look that way, isn't it?
Right. Some of this stuff will wilt, the lettuces especially. And we'll take a look, see what we're short on, what we have enough of. I could have used a little more asparagus there. Cheap, that's what I am, cheap. But I love this combination. Again, you could take chilled seafood, and I'm not going to put this back in the fridge. We're going to sit this bad boy out. I'm not going to serve it hot. Just room temperature is good. It's a warm salad. So you can make this, you know, an hour or two ahead of time. And just set it out in the 90-degree heat. No, just set it out there. It'll be fine, you know. Oh, the bacteria.
I knew there was a method to this madness.
Right, right. It looks like I managed to hit the dressing right where I wanted it.
Yeah, looks
Maybe
good.
I had a smidgy more, you know, but you can always do that later, and someone could always have the option of putting some on at the, as they feel like it. All right. I can add a bunch of stuff in there. I can use a few more tomatoes, a little more of this or that, but we're going to garnish the top of it, so why don't we just leave it go as is. This is a great dish. I love it. All right. Our pan got a little oily there, but we're adding an oil-based product to it. You remember we started with about half of this pan.
With, oh, the pasta was only really half.
Right. So this thing is going to grow before your very eyes. It's really important, folks, to that first step with the boiling water and whatever type of pasta you do choose.
Okay.
Heard some gremlins.
Ah, so did I.
All right, so we're going to wiggle this around a little bit.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll garnish this maybe with a few artichokes. Put a few across the top. Maybe a few more peas might go, right?
Sure.
Just have them show up a little better. A few tomatoes to get that red color
Definitely
going
a
a little
couple
more.
of tomatoes.
All right, just get a little
There
more
you go.
red happening, get that color driving. All right, and there we have it. We have a nice warm pasta and salad combination. That's the key. There'll be a tendency to over pasta this dish. That's what we don't want. We want these lettuces, see how it's wilting in there and
Sure.
without being totally wilted. So this is a real great combination, especially on one of those hot nights when you got a little something going on the grill and got a couple of your favorite gang over.
We have a second dish, Dan.
Yes, we do.
Taking a look at
We're gonna do
this
two
chicken,
dishes
eggplant.
today.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to do a chicken dish with a little eggplant and
Yeah.
some spinach, some wilted spinach, a little tomato accent to the dish, and that's about that. We're going to get that together.
Okay.
Just check on my little stock here. See how my little
That's
chicken
looking
wiggy's
good.
doing. Yeah, we just a couple times a week you got to get this whole pot together.
Oh, yeah. Well, the aroma of chicken stock is just wonderful, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
similar to
Any time of the year.
And this
It's
chicken
great.
soup here, you know, we use this as a base for one of our soups also. We make a little spinach and egg drop soup. Comes out real well, but the key is the base, you know. You have to
Yeah.
make sure you don't overwhelm it with a lot of water and stuff, you know, and a lot of different ways of doing it. People add peppercorns and garlic and whatnot to this. I like to just get the basic stock with a few vegetables and add different ingredients like that later on. You know, we bring it to a rapid boil, and we're just going to simmer it for a few hours.
And I think I'm going to be coming to see you, Uncle Dan, very
Yes.
soon.
Oh, yeah,
I
the
notice
soft shells.
yeah, it's the season, huh?
Right, we got these
Ooh.
soft shells in here,
Love those.
little bitty ones here. We can get larger ones also, you know, just depends. And you notice we've cleaned these incredibly well, almost to a fault.
Yes, which is, you know, the way that I like it.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Have to clean those crabs.
Really, forget it. I mean, what you see going on out there is just amazing. Out of the box, rinse them off, batter them up into the
No
fryer,
way.
you know.
Ugh.
If we get a chance today, we'll throw them on. Otherwise, we'll do them on the next show that we do, okay?
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
they just started coming around on just
Yeah,
a
actually,
great
they
thing.
came out late this year, very late this year, didn't they?
I guess,
You
you know, they
think?
came out their usual like $9 million for a crab. You know, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable dealing with it, but you know, we just have to do it. We have to have the recipe, you know, because we get a lot of calls for it, you know.
Yes.
It's, I just,
And half of them are from me.
no, we do. I can't, yeah, I'm really surprised. It's a reasonable recipe, and but the people seem to like it, so it's what we like to do. But I'll get this chicken dish going. Meanwhile,
Okay.
the old crabberoos. I guess I need a little oil. It's tucked away over here. Gonna put some oil in the pan, and I'm going to finish it with some butter. So I'm not going crazy with any olive oil types.
Okay.
We always put a little less than we need in there. And with the chicken, I don't like to get the pan hot. I like to get it kind of
Lightly
a cold
floured.
pan.
Okay.
And we're just gonna dust them off in here a little bit, dredge them in flour, I guess it's called. A little dredging. But we're going to cook these chicken cutlets about, you know, 2/3 to 3/4 of the way on the first side. We're just going to finish them a little bit on the other
Okay.
side, you know. We don't need the balance that you need in a steak. Yeah, I'll tell you, we were supposed to get a shower the other day, I guess.
We really didn't.
And yeah, it
light-
just flew
light
over the
sprinkle.
top of us, I
Yeah.
guess. We barely got a spritz. I don't know. It's weird. The weather patterns have just been crazy. I don't think we've had a drought this early in the year in a long, long time. You know, you usually see something like that in July.
Right.
I hate to think we're going to get 2 of them in 1 year, you know.
Oh, boy. Actually, we had friends that spent 5 weeks in Florida. They said they'd heard it was hotter here than it was down there.
Yeah, I snuck down there with a couple of my boys, and you know everything's happening right when you hear that noise level of the pan go up. Got it nice and seasoned, nice and browned on the one side. I love it. This is where you got to bring your food too. See the base of the pan that's forming there?
Yes?
That's what's going to give this sauce its jump.
Okay.
Jump, I like that word. All right. I'll toss out our oil. See, isn't that great base in there? That's brown,
Oh,
not
super.
burned.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to add a little garlic to the pan. I'm going to pour a little white wine on top of that. Hear that noise? That noise is everything when you're sauteing. Bring the bottom of that up. I have got a little chicken stock sitting right here. I'm going to put that in.
Super.
And with this particular dish, we're going to add little eggplant to it. I'm going to make it, going to wet the one side of it because I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese to this, and I want the Parmesan to melt. Okay. First, I'm going to add a little tomato.
Oh,
Just
okay.
to color the dish a little bit. It isn't tomato sauce. We're just going to get that tomato influence in there. Parmesan, please. This is very good Parmesan. It'll melt, get nice and milky on the top. I guess that's enough.
Okay.
Now we're going to get it back. I forgot salt and pepper. That'd be nice if I added that. Of course, my little white pepper. And some salt. I've got a pound of lard, rather butter, to add as this dish is finishing. In the meantime, I'm going to get a plate. I'm going to add a little wilted spinach to the bottom of it. So a little color in there, a little different contrast. I want to get this ready now. Have the spinach at room temperature. It doesn't have to be hot. The chicken is hot and the sauce is hot. And if you can make the plate hot, it's a good thing. Because this Parmesan tends to melt. Yep,
Wow.
it did very quickly. I'll set the chicken out here on the spinach. You know, I don't want to have a pile of spinach. I mean, you can add as much as you want, but I'm looking to make the chicken be the dominant player here. Now we're going to add a little bit of our butter to the dish.
Just
Let it
kind of
finish.
thicken that up a little bit.
It's going to bring it together, enrich it a little bit. Looks like we're going to have to do those crabs the next time.
Mm-hmm.
But the base that's going to come up, the chicken stock had great flavor to begin with, but the base we made at the bottom of that pan is just everything. You know, it's just going to, the gusto, the flavor. All right. Get that sauce down to a nice consistency. And I'm going to put it in between onto the spinach. I don't want to mess up this little Parmesan thing we have going on top. Think of a name for the dish. It's very pretty. It's got some balance. I'm trying to think of what to garnish it with. It's almost like I don't want to touch it. I have parsley here, some paprikas. And I think I'm going to leave that alone and just let it stand as it is.
Looks good. Thanks for joining us in the dining room, which is our favorite part of the show, because it's just before we eat and just before Dan goes out to go golfing. So what do we do in the kitchen?
Well, we've got our nifty-wifty little chicken dish there. We've got the eggplant Parmesan cheese, a little garlic white wine sauce, tomato accent to the sauce, and we place it over a little bit of wilted spinach.
And it was easy.
And of course we had our pasta and salad combination. Not pasta salad, it's pasta and salad.
Okay.
And it's a nice thing to bring to to have any night of the week, or to bring to a grill or cookout or something like that. It's just terrific.
Sounds
Serve
good.
warm.
Yep, looks good. Thanks for joining us, folks, on Cooking with Dan Leslie. We'll see you again next week.